Hey, how's it going, guys? Jacob Rothenberg here, and in today's video, I'm actually going to discuss some topics that were requested by you guys for Kindle publishing. It's hopefully all going to be Kindle publishing related, not such as like what favorite pizza I like to order. That's probably something that Little Caesar sells. But anyway, I want to just go ahead and go to Steven's questions about how I schedule my time and split it up for Kindle tasks, along with how I originally regimented my time in my routine when I was working a full time job. And in consideration of when I was working a full time job, I had to commute 1 hour each way to get to my workplace from here in Concord over to Oakland in California. And from there, I would go to the gym, and then I wouldn't get back home until like maybe 7 or 7:30. So apparently, I was able to do it and still get my productivity in for Kindle publishing um, to the point where I'm doing this full time now. So no excuses. But let me rewind. So how I schedule my time right now? What do my weekdays look like? I can tell you that much. Okay. So I go to the gym 4 days a week. I compete in powerlifting. I actually train at a powerlifting gym. So it's kind of like it's kind of team oriented where you can't bitch out and not show up because if you don't show up, you're gonna get kicked out. So I'm like, it's mandatory for me to go there, and it's at an exact time that I need to show up. So it's kind of regimented around that. By my design, this is all how I wanted to go down. So in the morning, I wake up. I used to wake up at 4:30 to 5 o'clock in the morning to get to work. But now, I wake up at, the earliest I ever wake up now is 8 o'clock. I just love waking up late. So I consider 8 o'clock super, super late. But I wake up at 8. I check my phone for messages. I go through my Facebook messages because I get a ton from you guys every day. I check the Facebook posts. I check all my emails. I check my Facebook, posts here, and along with that, I then go to my Kindle sales. I like to check my sales every day to see how I did the day before, and just check if anything funky is going on. Other than that, I also check my financials every day. I'm a big believer in that. That I check what is in my bank account. I check my credit card statement to see my pending charges, if anything looks weird, how much I currently owe, so I can kind of get an idea of what I can cash flow for a given month dynamically, like with whatever purchases or investments I'm making, especially with ad spend right now. And along with that, let's see, bank account, credit card. Oh, and also I check Stripe. So Stripe is my payment processor for some things I have, and so I can also see how much money will be paid out to me in like 2 to 3 days, so I can plan out my expenses and purchases for things I'm doing. So that's how I do it. So that all happens between 8 and I'd say like 10:30. And along with that, I'm like having my first meal. I'm getting rehydrated. Take a shower, of course, because I'm not nasty. And I usually record my YouTube video before my workouts, just so that not just so I can get out of the way like it's a grind or anything, but I like doing it while I'm still fresh and before I get my ass kicked in the gym. So from there, it takes me like 30 minutes to go to my gym. I know for a lot of you, going 30 minutes to a gym sounds crazy. For me, it's a luxury. I used to travel over an hour. So I show up at the gym at 12. Training is usually done by 2 or 2:30. Then I eat. Then I come back home, and believe it or not, I take a nap because I like naps. And the whole reason why being able to quit my job is because I want to be able to take naps when I want. So I take a nap. That's usually for an hour or so. And then from there, it's usually like around like 4 o'clock or 4:30. And from there, I'm like pretty much free to do what I want. Usually, nowadays, I'm more busy than I am doing recreational stuff. So I'm either answering more questions, like more messages, or I'm collaborating with people behind the scenes on some stuff. And that takes up all my time. And I do this all through midnight. Reason being, Number one, it's not all pure like focused on work. So from 4:30 to midnight, I'm not working my ass off. I do sneak in a game or two of League of Legends when I can, just because I'm addicted. Or I'll watch a few. I was just watching Death Note, and I managed to finish the series in like what 4 days. But there's only like 15-minute episodes, so that was pretty easy to do. So like I spend an hour or two fucking around. I'll freely admit that. But the reason why I also stay up late at night is because a lot of people I collaborate with are European based, or even, believe it or not, Nigeria. So I like to be up and able to be accessible and available for people over in Europe, even over in Asia, and work that time slot. So just lets me handle everything efficiently, and I don't mind staying up late. I actually enjoy staying up late, especially when I need to get something done. Usually it's the evening slot that'll have me do it because there's no distractions. People here in the US are asleep. There's nothing to bother me. It's quiet. I can just get stuff done, and I like that. Now, how I schedule my Kindle publishing work when I was doing a full-time job. That's really interesting because I will be 100% honest about this, and this is true. I never let my Kindle publishing business be a conflict of interest with my job. Whether I was doing international sales or even more recently the software sales gig. Um, Number one, well, yeah, like I'm not the moral police, but it's not really fair to your employer, whatever. And number two, it's really hard to like focus on something meaningful, like Kindle publishing, with the kind of jobs that I've had, where it's like more managerial and it's like busy. I mean, if I were like the computer lab supervisor and like nothing was going on, I could see myself getting away with it. But with the kind of work I had, it was really not possible. So I really didn't touch my Kindle publishing business from my so-called 8 to 5. But from the time that I got back home after commuting, after the gym, after commuting back, that's when I made things happen. Let me tell you, the biggest thing to your advantage is your weekends. Okay, you have no excuse to not make at least 1,000 a month from Kindle publishing just by using your weekends. You don't even have to use your weekdays technically. Your weekends, there's just really no excuse. Like I don't think it's just a mindset thing. It's fucking true. Like instead of spending your time like getting blazed with your loser friends, what you need to do is get on your PC and get blazed while working on Kindle publishing. That sounds awesome. So there's really no excuse, Steven, and to all of you out there starting out, just get it fucking done. I'm not trying to be a hard ass or like some philosophical douchebag, but you have your weekends available. You can do everything you need to do with Kindle publishing in your weekends, and then on your weekdays, if you want to chill because your life is so hard or whatever, you can just spend like 15 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day, like checking your Fiverr account to see if your cover came in, your formatting, getting a book through, etc. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be unempathetic to people who have kids and have a family. Like, I understand people get tied up, but you would be surprised how much more productive you can be if you actually prioritize this over other things. And not only that, you have your weekends. Like, okay, I understand if you have kids, get it done before your kids are awake or do it after they sleep. Whatever it takes. Nothing's going to change unless you push yourself. So, it's got to be done. So that's really all I can say about time management. Like, it's really interesting you bring this up because I actually brought up my time management and routine question to the Mickelson twins, and they were awesome enough to answer me directly in yesterday's video, if you watch that. So I'm the kind of guy who really, really, really thrives around having a routine. I think just knowing my psyche, a lot of that comes from being fresh out of working out in the corporate world for 13 years. So I guess I don't want to, like, it's not like prison or anything, but I'm still conditioned to follow a routine that was highly regimented because I had a work job, like a full-time job, a real job. Whereas I don't think the Mickelson twins really had like a white-collar job. other than I think Chinese food delivery and being the front desk for a PT office. So I guess I gotta break out of it. Like they told me I gotta push out of my comfort zone. I totally agree with that. So I was thinking next year, and I will do this. I'm not just thinking about it. I will do it. I'm gonna spend at least 3 weeks to a month somewhere other in California, and just live life daily and just not get stuck into a routine like, oh my god, I need my powerlifting gym to cope with life, or oh my god, I need to eat these exact meals on these exact times, or else I'm just gonna like die. And look at me, I'm not even close to. I'm fat. So I don't really. It's not necessary. Although I'm losing weight, I've lost 10 pounds in 8 weeks. 3 weeks, I've lost 10 pounds. So I'm getting there. But yeah, you gotta build up a routine, at least for now, Steven, and for all of you listening in. Get it done after your work. If you can get away with it, like I'm not trying to be a social justice warrior, but although you shouldn't do it during your employer's hours, if you can get away with it, go for it. Other than that, your weekends, get it done. So, and as far as your other questions, like my article arbitrage journey, it was nothing big, man. Like just watch the video that I put out on how I did it. It's really that simple. I only did it for like a couple months. And like I replied to you in the Elite Keyword Mastermind forum, I was doing Amazon FBA. I know the mechanics. I know the step-by-step how-tos. But right now, my time is just not vested into it. It's really something you got to be dedicated towards. So I just don't see myself doing it right now. How much money have I made from FBA? Profit is $90 in what, 2 weeks or something. So I made $90 profit just doing arbitrage. I didn't wholesale anything, just pure profit. If you want to know my gross sales, it was like $500, but that's useless to brag about. So Amazon FBA is something I'm going to put away for at least some time, and I'm really just now focused on publishing and building up the business to where I can show you what I'm going to do next year with it. But it's going to be sick. So while we're on that topic, I'm going to answer, well, Brian, I don't think I'm really qualified, like honestly speaking, to talk about how to build a brand with KDP and a community with it, with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. There's better people on that topic than me. But I will say that in general, because I know this firsthand, marketing is 80% of it, KDP or your content is 20% of it. So what you need to do is build an audience first. You can do that in the way of organic traffic, like what I'm doing right now with YouTube, like building an audience, providing value, blah, 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 good content, helping out you guys because you're my audience. You build an audience that way, build a fan base, and you can run paid ads too, like, hey, here's a great offer, just click this and you're going to be able to get this, well, if we're doing KDP, get this story, get a free chapter, free PDF guide, and that's how you hook people into an email list. From there, you have your automated sequences, and then you can, I guess, suppose lead it all up to a release for your first book, second book, third book, etc. Now, I'm just telling you this theoretically because I haven't really done it. Like, I have my own brand under my own author name, Jacob Rothenberg, for powerlifting, but it never really blew up to the extent that I would really be able to give you advice based on it. So I'm going to call it there. So guys, I hope that video is useful and a use of your time to watch for today. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll be more than happy to share how I manage my time with Kindle Publishing. It's really no secret, guys. Weekends. Otherwise, I did get some more ideas from VS and others for content for the channel, so stay tuned. I'll have more for you tomorrow. Take care.